signs you are being quiet fired from your job. 5 signs you're being quietly fired from your job. Quiet quitting is the new thing. Quiet quitting is the new thing, the big buzzword. It's a big buzzword that exists today. And let me tell you like this, I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it at all, because when you do something, in my opinion, you should try to be the best at it. When you are specifically working 8 hours a day, spending majority of your time away from your family, your friends, the things that you really want to do, you should at least try to be the best at it. When you sit back and say, I'm just going to do the minimum and get paid and not want to advance yourself, I don't believe in it. So that's why I don't really talk about quiet quitting. I left a message from my Patreon members on the video about it, and I just said, don't dare do it, because it's opposite to ladder climbing. It's opposite to advancing your career. If you quiet quit, you are not looking to advance your career. You're just looking to accept paychecks. You're not looking to get to the bag. And if you get to the bag, the way you get to the bag is by working hard, by being skillful. And the only way you can do that is by putting in the hours. And it ain't quiet quitting. It's not quiet quitting. So as a career coach, I want to talk about if you've been quiet fired. And here are 5 signs to know if you've been quietly fired in your career. Okay? What does quiet fired mean? Well, let's blow this up. Okay? If you have ever felt like your boss is giving you no choice but to quit your job to advance your career, let me repeat that. If you have ever felt like your boss is giving you no choice but to quit your job to advance your career, you may be getting quiet fired. Okay? That's the term. Quiet firing. To be clear, quiet firing is different from the popular quiet quitting. While employees who quiet quit are choosing to do the bare minimum in their role while they search for the next career move, or employers are in control of quiet firing. People are managed out rather than up. That is the thing, guys. If you aren't getting the opportunities within your career, you are probably being managed out. If you aren't getting raises, that's an important one. If you aren't getting raises, guys, if your manager is saying, hey, you don't get a raise for this year, you are being quietly fired. If you're getting a minimum raise, a 2%, a 1%, you are being quietly fired. You're being quietly fired. In some cases, quiet firing can cause quiet quitting. The disengagement felt by quiet quitters can stem from environments they don't support their career growth. It often starts not with the employee, but with the employer. The employer not really engaging with the employee or investing in them or developing them or putting in time supporting them. When your employers, when a company that you work for, your manager and so forth, isn't choosing to engage with you or investing to you or to help develop you and putting in the time to help support your career growth, you're being quietly fired, guys. You're being quietly fired. And your boss may send subtle and obvious signals that an employee has no real future at the company and that their best option would be to look elsewhere. Quiet firing absolutely happens, the article says. Sometimes the decision is political, such as when the higher-ups have a favorite and it isn't you, and they're pushing you out. Oftentimes, the decision is a matter of performance, where maybe your manager tried to give you feedback. They didn't see the behavior change they wanted within the timeline they had expected, so they are giving up on you. Does this resonate with any one of you guys? Have you gotten feedback that you need to improve your performance? Have you gotten feedback that you need to change? Have you gotten feedback that you need to be more detailed? And all of a sudden, you don't get the opportunities anymore. You're being quietly fired, guys. You're being quietly fired. Here are some common signs that you are being pushed out of your job. Your boss is missing in action for much needed conversations. Your one-on-ones keep getting pushed out. You want to know, you want to have that conversation about your career. Wednesday comes around. You know you're supposed to meet at 1 o'clock. 12:55, 12:56, 12:57, 12:58. You're like, oh man, I'm ready to have this conversation. All of a sudden you get the meeting cancellation. You like this. You now have to wait another 2 weeks or another week in order for you to have that conversation. They don't want to engage with you. Yes, they might have been busy, sure. But they also could be thinking, I know this will get very awkward very quickly, so let me just hide my face. Yes, it's cowardly, but that's what people do sometimes when they want to avoid conflict or avoid difficult conversations, especially if they haven't been prepared to be an appropriate manager. But if you are one of the ones who your one-on-ones keep getting pushed out or moved, you may be getting quietly fired, guys. Okay? Your manager's number one job is to ensure that the people on your teams are happy, successful, and thriving, and to remove obstacles and blockers from their way. If your manager is not taking the time to understand your work and what you do and how you contribute, you're being quietly fired, guys. 12:59 comes. You're getting ready to jump on that Teams call, that Zoom call. All of a sudden you see that meeting cancellation. Or as a matter of fact, you're on a Teams call or a Zoom call just sitting there. 5 minutes pass. It's 1:05 at this time. You get the cancellation or you get a Teams message. Sorry, I can't meet today. You like this. It happens. It happens. Now, if you are a person putting in the time and effort, this can happen to you, but you know how to manage through these types of situations. You're a ladder climbing and you've been working with me as your coach or your mentor. This probably isn't happening to you. And if it is, you know what to do in order for you to correct that. Okay? Toot your horn. Narratives. Be great at what you do. Learn as much as you can, and so forth. Number 2, your boss assigns opportunities you want to other team members. You ask for assignments. You ask for assignments. Your boss is like, nope, I'm going to give it to Jeremy. You like this. You know what that's a sign of? Let me take on this project. And all of a sudden, they give that project to somebody else. You know what that's a sign of? That sign is, I don't trust you. That's a sign of, I do not trust you. You like this. Bang your hand on the desk. Upset. You're upset. Balling your fist. Why can't I get that promotion? Why can't I get that promotion? Why I'm not getting that assignment? There's a reason you're not getting that assignment. They don't trust you. They don't trust you. If you've been asking for clarity on how to get raises, how to get promoted, you've leveraged what we've talked about on this channel, setting your one-on-ones up and asking for KPIs and how you can be measured in order for you to have success in that role, and they can't provide you that clarity. If they aren't able to tell you what it is that you can do to get more money, or what it is that you can do to get to the next level, you may be getting quietly fired, guys. You may be getting quietly fired. If you are placed on an unreasonable PIP, they got you on a performance improvement plan, right? Many people are getting those PIPs now because companies are starting to manage out because of low performance. If you have if you're on a performance improvement plan, it seems a bit unreasonable, right? You know what your KPIs are, but they doubled it. You know what that is? They're managing you out, guys. They're managing you out. When you get put on a performance improvement plan and you are a competent employee and you're getting a whole bunch of subjective feedback. It's a sign that they want you to quit. And I know that's harsh, but it's a sign that they want you to quit. They don't want you there anymore. So don't be there. Leave. Go start somewhere else fresh. Don't hang on to that relationship. I just want to give you guys the heads up. If this is happening to you, you're being managed out. You are being managed out. And last but not least, if your workload and your expectations for your workload have changed without you having any input on this, okay? They're expecting for you to do this, this, and this without even telling you. Without even telling you. And all of a sudden you get, hey, you know what? In order for you to keep this job, you need to move from New York to California. You need to move to New York to California. Okay? We're not going to pay you anymore. It's a lateral move. We expect for you to do more work, but yet you have to move. You know what that means? You have a hand in your towards your face, and you're probably saying this. God damn! Yes, because they're telling you you need to quit. So, quiet quitting is a thing, guys. Quiet quitting is a thing. But these are the signs that you've been quiet fired. Okay? These are the signs that you've been quiet fired. And you want to avoid this at all possible in your career. It happens. It will happen. The train can start to go off the tracks. You can course correct. But if you get to the point of any one of these and it's consistent, especially if expectations have gone up and you don't even know about it, or you're placed on a performance improvement plan, or your manager consistently moves meetings on you and don't want to talk, you've been quietly fired, guys. It's time for you to move on. It's time for you to move on. Okay?